So here's my example of a decent third quarter presentation of learning. Uh, it doesn't mean that you can't do a lot better than this, but this is the basics. So welcome to my third quarter presentation of learning. My name is Mr. Callahan. My college is the University of Michigan. So this unit, the things that we cover, these concepts, are speaking to be heard, other concept, and other concept. Obviously, when you are doing your own, please fill in real concepts here, but I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like. So I'm going to talk about the first concept, which is speaking to be heard. So what is speaking to be heard? Well, speaking to be heard means talking to other people in a way that makes them actually want to listen, whether or not you agree with them. Again, this is my own words. You would write it your own way, and notice there's a visual that goes with it. All right. Next, here are some uses for speaking to be heard. So it's really helpful to speak to be heard when you need to let a boss know that you don't agree with them. Right? So here's two people not agreeing with each other. Or you are telling a good friend that you can't help them with something important. And again, these are times when emotions can run high, people can take it the wrong way, and so speaking to be heard is very important. Now, for me, I have used speaking to be heard in a lot of different situations, but I most recently used this the other day when I was giving some critical feedback to a coworker. In that situation, I was talking to the coworker, and we didn't necessarily agree on the same thing, so I made sure to use my speaking to be heard skills to talk to them. One tip, or a couple tips for speaking to be heard to remember, is listen carefully to what the other person has to say. If you're not really listening carefully to them, it is really difficult to figure out what you're going to say to make them want to listen to you. And be very aware of your body language and tone. Even if you say the right thing, but your tone or body language is wrong, then they're going to take it the wrong way. Right? So a couple things, right? And then you obviously go through concept 2 and concept 3 in the same way, and you're going to end with a conclusion. So the most important thing to remember, I think, when it comes to speaking to be heard, is to use deep breathing to calm yourself before speaking to make sure you speak to be heard with other people. If you're not calm, you're not going to speak to be heard. Okay, so again, a couple things to remember. You are doing a presentation. That means that you will have some words on your slide, but you will also have some words that you speak. So that means you might give a short example here, right? But you will probably need to speak and explain it a little further. Your grade is going to depend on that. If you just read exactly what's on your slide and this is all there is and you're not explaining yourself or giving further understanding, you're probably not going to score as well as somebody who reads a slide but uses that to then give a more specific description. Here's another good example, right? If I'm talking about when I've used it, yeah, this is great, but being really specific about what it meant for me to speak to be heard with my coworker is going to get you much more credit, because that's going to show real understanding in a way that if I just have this written out and I don't say anything more, I won't get credit. So keep all those things in mind when you're doing yours, but again, just make sure that it looks sharp, you're answering the prompts, you have a visual to go with it, and overall you should be fine. So good luck.